I caught my husband giving another woman the vitamin D. I don't care if what I did is considered insane. I had my first child with my partner, a beautiful baby boy, in May. I was thrilled to have a family of my own, including his daughter from a previous relationship, who I had taken in and who calls me Mommy. I had always worked, even throughout my pregnancy, so being a stay at home mom was new and challenging for me. At first, the adjustment was tough, but I eventually got the hang of it. My partner Dave handled most of the bills and expenses while I managed the kids, housework, dinner, and made his lunches. Since he worked overnight shifts, I was also responsible for waking him up for work, which wasn't an easy task. He'd throw fits and yell as I tried to wake him up, alarm after alarm, while I was also cooking dinner and getting the kids ready for bed. When he finally did wake up, it was often late, and somehow it was always my fault. Dave was mostly faithful, though there were a few slip-ups where I caught him flirting with coworkers or old flames. We even had one major cheating incident a few weeks before I went into labor. I stayed for reasons I'm still not entirely sure of, perhaps helplessness or a deep desire for the family I never had. After our son was born, things seemed to improve. Dave worked hard, was promoted twice in under a year, and made more money, which boosted his ego. I continued to do my part, cooking, cleaning, making his lunch, and waking him up for work. But one night, as I went about my routine, something felt off. My intuition was screaming at me, and I couldn't shake the feeling. That night, after Dave left for work, I went on my usual run, leaving the kids with my sister. I ran through our apartment complex into a nearby trail. To my shock, I saw Dave's car parked in a different part of the complex. My heart sank. Why was he here? He had said he was going to work. I checked my phone, and sure enough, his location was turned off. We only shared locations as his idea to prove his loyalty to me. The next day, Dave came home earlier than usual, bearing gifts. I could barely make eye contact with him because my mind was racing with suspicion. He went to shower, and I seized the opportunity to check his phone. I found text messages between him and a young woman who lived in our building. He was telling her he was on his way to give her vitamin D. They had just met the day before. My heart sank even further. He had me wake him up, make his lunch, and look me in the eyes while he said he was leaving for work. This was the ultimate betrayal. How could he do this? As he finished his shower and talked to me normally, I acted clueless. I asked him about work, and he claimed it was an easy night. Another day passed, and he was about to leave for work again. This time, I checked his phone beforehand, and like before, he was pretending once again. So, I played along. I made his lunch extra special, seasoning every dish with as much Morton's salt as I could, filling his fancy flask with dishwater, and making his sandwiches with spit and old fish grease. I kissed him goodbye with exaggerated excitement. Later that night, during my run, I saw his car parked in the same spot once again. I lost it. I went upstairs to our apartment, grabbed every messy condiment I could find, and decorated his car with them. I filled it with the trash he had been neglecting to take out: dirty diapers, rotten tissue, and waste. I blacked out with anger and couldn't wait for him to see the mess I made. This was just the beginning of my response to his betrayal.